by choosing to do the work on yourself that's required in order to move into more alignment with this ideal perspective that I'm outlining right here. Because it's available to all of us by virtue of being a human being, by virtue of having language available. Like, dogs can't do this. They don't have language. They don't have any drama, suffering. Dogs don't suffer. They might feel pain, like if he lost his leg or something like that. That's pain. That's totally different. But like suffering and having like unworkable relationships or something like that, like they don't have this because they don't have language. But if you've got language, you've got so much power available to you that maybe you just haven't been supported as powerfully as you could in being able to really capture and harness the power available. Because when you capture and harness the power available and you do the work that is required to work through this and get yourself energetically lined up, what happens is you access what I call flow state. You don't access it, it's like you generate it. You generate this flow state where your creativity just abounds. And Kimberly says, my boss, LOL. Perfect. Yeah, my boss, my manager, whatever, my leader, the person who has stewardship over me. Great. Yeah. It's not easy to admit that publicly either. So good on you, Kimberly, for saying that. But this is the paradigm, the perspective that allows somebody to access that flow state on command, at will, whenever you want. The level of responsibility that we take and the amount of work we're willing to do to move into alignment with that is exactly proportionate to how often, how consistently we're able to access and generate that flow state at will. So this is like a level of conversation that's designated exclusively for people who are committed to being as powerful a leader as they can possibly be and being as powerful of a creator. And I mean that in your creative endeavors, in your artistic endeavors, in your musical projects, in your business projects, in your business endeavors, in your personal relationships. If you've got a family, if you've got kids, if you've got a husband, if you've got an ex-husband that you want the relationship to really work, if you've got relationships that you want to work more powerfully, and I don't mean pleasing them and giving them everything that they ever ask for and want and putting yourself down into some subservient position. Like, I don't mean that. No, not at all. Firstly, you need to honor and respect yourself first, because that's the best way you're going to serve anybody, the highest good, or anybody. So we're not trying to make our relationships work by just being, weak and submissive and like letting other people walk all over us or pleasing them or something like that. No, definitely not. And at the same time, we can create really powerful, workable relationships. So when the relationship has so much more trust in it and workability in it and aliveness and connection in it because of this powerful stance we're committed to coming from, do you see how much easier business deals can happen? Do you see how much easier it is to create more value? You don't have to work harder to create more value and make more money. You don't have to grind harder to do it. You don't have to suffer through more resistance, and you don't have to like hustle through more resistance and dissonance and suffering and grind and work and more hours and doing things you don't want to do in order to like make more money or create and exchange more value in your personal relationships, in your professional relationships. Like, come on. That is such an outdated, I don't even know, like the sound of, and I had that belief for so long, and then I would allow myself to get caught back in that belief. And people would say, Parker, work harder and you'll make more money, because I'd be like struggling in my coaching business, and I'd be like, man, why? I just gotta kill myself more. Not kill myself, but I just gotta sacrifice more and have my life be, a little bit less fun in order to create and exchange more value for people. Like, what a shitty idea. Like, it's so out of date. It's so like old. To me, it just makes my skin crawl now. And I spent so many years and like priceless years with a idea that and belief that I didn't even know was there consciously and didn't even serve me or anybody. And honestly, what I feel now is just this really intense desire to help get people out of it, get people out of that. And if you know of anybody, what's up, Lee? And if you know of anybody, what books am I studying? It's called, the main book that I'm studying right now is called The Way of Mastery, and I will probably be studying that work for the rest of my life. Search it on YouTube. Start with lesson 1 and see how you feel about it. But I just feel this intense like desire, like I will not be able to rest. And my invitation to you is, if you know of anybody who's like suffering with some, and they're suffering because not because of somebody else or something else outside of them, they're suffering because of a false perception that they themselves are contributing to. Don't let them, if you can. I mean, of course you can't control what they do, but like help, ask them. Don't tell them like, hey, don't think about it like that, think about it like this. That's not as useful. But just be present with them, listen to them, let them describe it, let them get it out, and ask powerful questions that allow them to kind of untie those knots, untie those emotional knots that they've got themselves tied up in. Because as smart as they may be, they have a blind spot. We all have blind spots, and we are all full of shit in some way. Like we just are. And you can bring that to their attention in a way that triggers them and makes them feel attacked and offended, in which case they're going to most likely close off to you, because no one wants to feel attacked. I've done that. I've made some bad mistakes with that. Like something to me is so clear, and then I just tell them how I see it, and then it doesn't work because of the way I came across when I told them. And I've hurt people, I've hurt relationships, like totally unnecessary, and because I was trying to help sincerely. So be careful how you go about it, but like just take a look at what the person really needs and what they really want, and be an effective human being for them. Be a key player in their life. And if you don't feel like you are a key player yet, then hire a key player and become a key player. Become a key leader. Become a key person of influence. Take it to a greater level of depth. Put yourself into a sparring match with somebody who will challenge you. Someone who will challenge you with love, but who will challenge you, who will help sharpen you up as a leader. Put yourself into communities and into relationships, highly committed relationships with people who won't tolerate any of your BS. That's very, very powerful invitation, very powerful thing to do, and I invite you to do it because it's what has really helped me grow. And hey, what's going on, Morgan? I'm just going to go through some comments here and see if I can't bring Cade on camera. No, that's weird. Oh, that's cool. You can bring people on camera. What's going on, Cade? What's up, baby? Cher is on point. Cher, where are you at? Cher, where's Cher? Cher is on point. What did Cher say? Let me go. I'm scrolling back here. Let's see. God dwells in you as you. You are the power. There you go, Cher. You're on point. What's going on, E? Yeah, I am the creator. So when someone upsets you, it's time to take a look inside to see why that upsets you. Yeah. It's time to take a look inside, see why it upsets you. And it wasn't, you got to get that it looks like, it occurs to you like somebody else upset you or something outside you upset you. But you got to get that everything you're seeing is merely a reflection back. So, right. Beautifully said, Kimberly. I love these comments, you guys. Look at all these. Look at this constructive conversation that you guys are contributing to. And so the truth is, for me, is my heart is just so full of appreciation for this awareness that I've earned and done the work to create for myself and to expand for myself. And I'm like committed on a very deep level to continuing this path and continuing to deepen it for the rest of my life. Like literally what I'm saying right now isn't just me talking. It's literally what I'm committed to using the rest of my life to deepen and to help other people deepen. It's not just some flippant thing that, you know, sounds good today and then tomorrow I'll be a different person. Like, and I give permission to anybody to call me out and trigger me and disagree with me or just voice your opinion. And because if you see something that is less than sincere or true, because I want to be able to look and see where's my blind spot that I'm not seeing. Like, for example, I know that there's people watching this who think that everything I'm saying is a load of shit and that I'm a complete fraud or something like that. Like, oh, I don't really know that part, but those people will typically, like, they'll just be quiet and watch. They won't comment. They won't engage with it, and they'll just but they'll watch it and they'll go talk crap and they'll work themselves up, and I'm clear that that stuff has nothing to do with me. And yet it's better to just open up the lines of communication. But what do? We don't want to open up the lines of communication because we're afraid we'll be exposed. And so yeah, what's up, Yuli? What's good, man? So anyway, hey Jen, how are you? Jen's on here. Jen's my sister, y'all. And those of you who don't know that, I'm sure you've heard me talk about her. How powerful is it that you can create a relationship with someone that becomes so close and so deep with someone right through Facebook that ends up becoming like family, visits, comes into town, gets your kids and your wife presents, sends your mom flowers, and like is just like as much a part of your life as a blood sister is. Like, how cool is that? That's what's possible. That's what's possible to create. So I was at the gym yesterday and I just felt this overwhelming feeling of love and connection to every person. So anybody who I was talking to, I would just get into an amazing relationship or amazing conversation with them really quick. They would get really open. They would start sharing things with me that they don't really talk about. And I was like, because I was sitting in the sauna